Hey dudes, Hardcore Kid here. Time for another Patreon-sponsored review courtesy of Gorhan Rajami. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And it's one that's been on the back burner for quite a while now. A while ago, I got a request for a 2011 South Korean movie called Daisy, Hen in the Wild, or as it's known in America, Leafy. No relation to this chinless prick. Unfortunately, I never got around to making the review due to a few problems. One, I finished writing the script, but then got too busy. And two, I couldn't really find a good quality copy of the English dub anywhere. The only one on YouTube had the English dub, but had that weird filter on it, probably to get around copyright. And the one good copy I had wasn't in English. Fortunately, a new subtitled version surfaced just last month. So now we have high quality footage. Now going into this movie, I knew absolutely nothing about it, except for the ending, which has grown rather infamous to say the least. But how is the rest of the movie in general? Let's find out. This is Daisy, Hen into the Wild. Roll the footage. So the movie begins at the final resting place of many a chicken, a KFC death camp, also known as Clash Bots.
Good morning! Hello, ladies! Lovely day today. Happy, happy, happy! Great day to lay those eggs. Looking good.
Alright, who let Caillou into the movie? This high-pitched horror is named Chirpy. No, not that Chirpy. Who talks to one of the hens, Daisy, or Leafy, about how great the place is. But Daisy isn't into it because she wants to go out, see the world, and raise her own family. Unfortunately, she's also unable to lay eggs, so her future as a Mrs. Tweety Pie is inevitable.
I need to escape. I've seen other hens who stop eating. The farmer takes them out of here to freedom.
They're not free, they're dead. Well, if you're not gonna eat it.
And your Fred Figglehorn audition has effectively murdered our protagonist. Good job. So Daisy is taken out of the barn with a bunch of other chicken corpses when they're all dumped into a pit. Dude, if you have enough dead chickens to fill up an entire hole, you really should consider changing their diet. Whatever you're giving them cannot be healthy. Turns out Daisy isn't actually dead, and she... Hey, we got our villain already. All we need is the tall, muscular, heroic love interest, and we're good. Wow, all in just 5 minutes of screen time. Not bad.
Oh, I never thought I'd see the world outside my cage. Oh. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Wilson.
Or Wanderer, or Nagne. Some just call me Emo Duck. After admiring the Everglades for a few seconds, Jesus! Give that dog some clear eyes. Daisy wanders into the barn, where she introduces herself to some very unfriendly birds, including a fat-ass rooster who gives her a super kick! Spear! Spear! By God, she is broken in half!
Enough! Go back to the egg barn, where you belong. Lights out!
Good thing I had my conveniently placed lamp string handy to make this effect. But Daisy makes the best of her newfound freedom, and then she runs into this geek.
I just happen to be the mayor of this pond. And I'm also a licensed real estate agent, champion diver, swimsuit model, dancer, life coach.
I've never heard of you. I'm gonna guess you're a squirrel. Oh, but you're a little on the big side.
I'm an otter, fool.
Not only that, he's an otter with a dark side. So this is Mayor Otter, voiced by Christian Potenza, who Total Drama Island fans know as the voice of Chris McLean. He's the guy who finds suitable homes for animals to protect them from the evil weasel known as One Eye, aptly named after Wilson pulled a hella on her and gouged her eye out. Daisy soon spots Wilson, only to find that he already has a girlfriend.
They make a lovely couple, don't they?
Thanks for foreshadowing these two's inevitable demise. Alright guys, how much you want to bet? 1 minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes? Oh, a minute and a half! Wow, and I thought Mark Hamill's appearance in Wizards was brief. So with the mother dead, Daisy has to be the one to take care of her egg, while Emo Duck decides to wander off.
The egg's about to hatch.
Hatch? I'll get to see the baby?
The moon will be bright. It'll be harder to hunt, and the weasel will be hungry.
If he comes around here, I'll take care of him. My claws are razor sharp now.
When the baby is born, you can't stay here. Go through the forest to the Everglade.
Why? I like it here.
In time, you'll understand. Goodbye, Daisy.
Well, gee, I know I made fun of this guy calling him the duck equivalent of Sasuke Uchiha, but he really is the duck version of a guy with duck hair. So you have this hen who's only been in the wild for a day. She doesn't know what to do or where to go, so rather than be her guardian and help her out, you're just gonna leave her as a lamb to the slaughter? Yeah, you lost your mate, but maybe this could be a good chance to try again? Actually, screw that, because in the very next scene, he gets into a fight with One Eye again and ends up getting killed. Now, what the flying fuck? The two ended up falling a good 40 feet off a cliff into the ground. Wilson dies, but One Eye completely no-sells it? Isn't falling to your death the most common way to kill off the villain in these films? So basically that means this weasel is stronger than the Queen in Snow White, Ratigan in The Great Mouse Detective, and Gaston in Beauty and the Beast. To put it simply, my dear Daisy, you are royally fucked. So the egg finally hatches, and Daisy decides to name it Willie, or as he's also called, Greenie. I guess they didn't want to offend Beast Boy. She leads him through the woods to a safe haven. I must comment when I say that the animation in this movie is absolutely beautiful, especially in this scene where the two are going through the glade. Everything looks colorful and vibrant, and there's just so much activity and animal life going on. In a time where CGI has taken over and Western animated films are kind of a rarity, it's so refreshing to see something this good. And then...
Daisy, 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 Daisy! It's me! Chirpy, remember?
Look, baby, it's Jerpy.
No. That is derpy. This thing is a nightmare.
Oh.
So they finally make it to a pond where they meet Mr. Otter and a whole variety of colorful characters, including some douchey ducklings, some crazy bat, and an owl who teaches Willie how to fly. But in the time that Daisy stays there, she becomes vilified by all the other creatures, mainly for Willie's behavior and the fact that both she and her adopted son, Willie, are different.
Hen feathers get wet when it rains, but Willie's feathers are dry because water runs off them. You can't swim at all. But Willie is an amazing swimmer. What I'm saying is, you're different kinds of birds.
I know we're a bit different. So what?
Listen to me. These are the laws of nature. You shouldn't fight them. You never listen. You're loud, you're obnoxious, and everybody hates you! Uh-oh. No, I didn't mean that. We don't all hate you. You're just so different from... oh, darn it, why'd I open my mouth?
Ooh, diversity issues. Yikes. But you know what? Sometimes different can make a person special. I mean, who knows? Maybe the next guard duck could be an Atlanta Falcon. They're definitely good at choking. Oh yeah, guard duck. So apparently Emo Duck was the top babyface of the pack, and after a fight that cost him a wing and One Eye her, well, eye, he ended up trapped in the farmer's yard. And how ironic that in the next scene Willie wanders into the farmer's yard where he meets those ugly ducklings from the beginning, only to get captured by the farmer. Fortunately, Daisy is able to fly right into the farmer's face and save him, because, you know, hens, flying, whatever. Otto also freeing all the hens in the process. Daisy and Willie escape, only to run into a former foe.
Leave us alone. You killed his parents. I won't let you have him too.
It's not personal. When I'm hungry, I hunt. When something catches my eye, I kill it.
Oh hey, look over there, it's Chirpy! Could you kill that thing, please? Por favor? Whatever the Korean word for please is. One-Eye chases the mother and son to a cliff, where both she and Willie fall off the edge. And given how One-Eye fell off a cliff several scenes ago and survived, she once again has no issue saving herself from death. Why won't you die? Likewise, Willie finally figures out how to fly and save himself. Now that he's earned his wings, Willie wants to enter a race and become the new guard duck after his father. It isn't easy though. There's a lot of competition to contend with, including this guy with the red devil lock here, Ace.
You're gonna compete?
You know it. But I don't see too much competition here.
What's a guard duck?
Or which flock are you from?
I don't have a flock. It's just me and my mom.
What kind of duck flies alone?
Hey, what's that string? Look, he isn't wild.
Yeah, you're
He's got a
right.
string on his leg. It's from a human.
Damn, he's wearing a red ribbon. He's part of the Red Battalion. He's sure to get stomped on Weasel Stomping Day.
Please, sir, let me prove myself.
Get real, you dirty yard duck. This competition is for elite ducks only.
Are you afraid to fly against me?
At this point, the movie has completely shifted its focus from Daisy to Willie. Willie is now the misfit who wants to become the new guard, but doesn't have the confidence to fill his dad's shoes. Webbed feet. He knows that once he becomes the guard, and with winter conditions worsening, he then has to leave with them to the Everglades. And since Daisy can't fly, it would also mean he would have to leave her behind. Just call an Uber. What's wrong with you? It's a big responsibility, but is Willie ready for it? With that said, we get our epic pod race, which actually goes on for quite a long time. The runtime for this movie is 90 minutes, and this race goes on for almost 10. This is definitely the most exciting part of the movie, with Willie taking some extreme measures to get past Ace, as well as the other ducks, including a trek into Beggar's Canyon or a tunnel.
Fly with all your might. I'll be waiting for you.
Super kick! Eventually, Willie wins the race in a photo finish against Ace and gets the spot as guard duck. This also means he'll sadly have to leave his mother. Oh yeah, I forgot Daisy was still in this movie. So as Willie celebrates, Daisy comes across a den of baby weasels, who as it turns out are One-Eye's children. After some coaxing, the two mothers make a truce and spare each other their children. So now it's time for Willie to set off with the rest of the ducks. Unfortunately, since Daisy can't fly, she's basically stuck. So now it's time for half mother and half son to say goodbye. It's a pretty sad scene. It ranks up there with the Toy Story 3 ending in terms of sadness. It's very hard when you have something or have had someone you've known your entire life, and now you have to watch them leave and probably never see them ever again. Oh, but come on. It's only for one season. You'll be fine. This movie's gonna have a bunch of sequels, a TV series, a CGI reboot. Or not! Yeah, I forgot to mention, due to the harsh weather conditions, One-Eye is unable to feed her offspring and needed food to re-nourish herself. Since Daisy is the only living thing still around, she had to sacrifice herself in order to feed her and save her kits.
I won't survive the winter anyway. And your babies mustn't starve.
Unsurprisingly, the edited version of this film takes out the part where One-Eye attacks Daisy, crying as she does this, but it does have Daisy giving the line that she won't survive the winter anyway, and since she's lived the life she's wanted, the best thing to do is to give it up for someone else whose life matters more. I also just realized this is one of the few movies where the villain actually wins in the end. Then again, when you plummet 40 feet to the ground and not get injured, what else is there to stop you? Although personally, I think they'd have been better off raiding the Burger King right down the road. Or just eating Chirpy. Can't wait to report your death! Ha ha! It's otherwise a rough, heartbreaking ending to an otherwise quite solid film. The animation is glorious, the characters, at least most of them, are likable and well developed, and it's certainly one of the darker animated movies I've watched in a while. Such a body count in this movie. There's a strange balance of darkness, then lightheartedness, and then darkness again. It sort of reminds me of The Lion King, and how ironic since the second half of this movie is focused on Willie trying to become the duck guard. Any relation to the Disney TV show is purely coincidental. But yeah, I do give a recommendation to Daisy or Leafy Head into the Wild. It gets kind of sad in parts, gets kind of crazy, but it's still a good movie nonetheless. Until next time, I'm the Hardcore Kid. I'm off to get some Popeyes. Peace out.